Hey, I think I'm live. Hey folks, Matt Reese here, recording live from Wildwood Press. After my recent art show, I had a lot of people asking me just about the print process in general. So I'm getting ready to start a new piece. I thought I would show the different steps in the process and just make some quick short videos. So today's video is probably the most boring. I'm going to try to keep it to 5 minutes, but it's about choosing your block of wood. So woodblock printing, as is in the title, is done on a piece of wood. You take a piece of wood, you draw on it, and then you carve out all the parts you want white, leave the parts that are black, then you ink it, then you put a piece of paper on top of it and pull it off. So I'm going to show you all these steps, but let's talk about the wood first. Most woodblock printers use a hardwood, or at least a semi-hardwood, and the reason is because it holds the lines really well when you carve it. The most common to use is birch. Personally, that's what I use. I know some woodblock carvers who use softer wood like pine. I've not tried that. And then the gentleman who taught me, Mr. Tom Huck from St. Louis, Missouri, he actually carves on cherry because he needs super tight, hard lines. So anyway, I get my birch just from, you can get them from Menards and Lowe's. You're best off getting it from your local lumber yard. Typically they get better quality. But let me show you what this looks like here. So this big sucker is a piece of birch plywood, and I use 3/4 inch. And the reason I use 3/4 inch and not 1/4 inch is because the 3/4 inch is considered to be cabinet grade, and so typically the quality is better, especially if you're getting it from a big box store. So this is like a 2 foot by 4 foot piece. It's like 35 bucks. If you get the 1/4 inch, it's like 25 bucks. So to me, it's worth it for the extra $10. And then I used to carve these big things, and it would take me a month, and I was making these huge prints. Anyway, I've really worked smaller now, and I like that a lot better. So I'll take this big piece, and my favorite size right now is 12 inches by 18 inches. So I'll take that big sucker out in the garage, and I'll cut it down to, I think I get 4 of these out of it. But anyway, this is the size I like to use. Just a few things to say about birch. If you're like, oh, I think I'm going to go buy some plywood birch, what do I need to look for? 2 things that you don't want on your piece. One is knots. And the reason you don't want knots is because when you carve into a knot, it just crumbles apart. It doesn't hold the line at all. So you either got to figure out how to work it into your piece, or you got to touch it up later in the print. So I always try to find one side that's knot free. The other thing is, I'll zoom in close here. So what this is, it's a piece of birch, and then it's a piece of plywood, and then there's the middle thing, and then another piece of plywood, and then another laminate of birch on the other side. So sometimes this plywood in the middle doesn't touch all the way where the seams are, and you'll see a hole here, and that hole typically will run underneath through the whole thing. Not a big deal if you got a cabinet, but if you're carving into it, you will suddenly carve down into this hole, and it causes all kinds of problems. So I always check the sides to make sure I don't see any of those holes on it. And then that's about it. And then I bring it home and cut it down to size. So this is birch plywood, and this is my little segment on picking a block. Next time, I'll actually draw on the block and show you how I do that and how I get it prepped and ready for carving. If you want to follow me on Facebook, that'd be great. I'm also on Instagram at mreeseart. And my website, oh, it says I can show my link. Sorry about the shaking. Let me see if I can do that. If you'd like to join my newsletter, I'll keep you up to date on new work. I got special discounts for newsletter members and that kind of thing. You can sign up for that at my website, mreeseart.com. That's mreeseart.com. Thanks a lot for watching. I just got to figure out how to stop it.